just one like last tip. So when it comes to the whole idea of satisfaction as like a key metric that YouTube is using, so there is the first metric of like YouTube being interested in your video, which is, did they click on the video? That's the first thing. Second thing is, did they watch the video like almost fully, or did they watch it fully? The third thing is, did they actually watch more videos on YouTube afterwards? So that's important, because if somebody just watches your video and then leaves YouTube, then YouTube isn't able to show them any more ads, and that is going to mean they make less money. If YouTube makes it less money showing your video than somebody else's video, naturally they might as well just show somebody else's video. So that's important. Next thing is something I've recently kind of like studied by looking at the analytics of videos with 15-minute view duration, 20-minute, 25-minute. It does turn out that YouTube does like long videos. And again, I think it's simply because they like to show ads, and a longer video, it basically creates less exit points. So I was talking to some friends who are in like data guys, and we were talking about this idea, which is like each time you stop a video and you start a new video, you finish one video, go to the next video, that is an exit point. So the viewer is going to go, I finished a video. Do I click on the next video or not? And that is going to require some kind of cognitive processing. They may kind of reflect on if they want to continue YouTube or they want to go somewhere else on a different platform or just off their phone. So the longer videos, therefore, generally for YouTube are going to mean they watch for longer, because the viewer does not have that question in their head. So that's why YouTube kind of likes longer videos, because they just are easy to hold viewers' attention for. So longer videos.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's an action needed, isn't there, when a video ends, for the person to go to the next one. But with long, and also I found with long videos, people can go up and start doing the laundry and go to the toilet, but the video is still playing in the background.
That's true.
Yeah, and serving ads.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, YouTube's still going to make money from ads in the background. And yeah, they're not going to complain. So that's that. And the last thing is this whole idea of satisfaction, which has recently kind of been introduced, is essentially, okay, so let's say you got the viewer to watch your video, they then watched more videos either on your channel or somebody else's, but they just like had a long viewing session. That's great. The next thing is, like, were they satisfied enough with that whole YouTube viewing session to actually come back to YouTube tomorrow, come back in a week, come back in a month? So the more you can help YouTube cause viewers to come back, then the better you are helping them make money with ads. So I think always thinking, how can I help YouTube make more money with ads? That is a great framework to think of how to get promoted. So if you can, so satisfaction, the reason satisfaction is important is if I satisfy a viewer and they want to see my brand regularly, and the only way they see my brand, or probably one of the main ways, is YouTube, then they have to come to YouTube. YouTube likes that because YouTube makes ads money. So essentially, if you can be satisfying enough to get people to come back for you, then YouTube's going to like that because it's bringing them back to the platform. So satisfaction is mainly, from what I can see, it is mainly useful because of that. It is how much kind of watch time do you get in a session? That's one thing. And then how much watch time do you cause YouTube to get in a month? It's kind of like the next thing, which is like satisfaction based.
Yeah. Okay, one last question, because it's such an obvious one. Even though I was planning on ending this podcast, I've got to ask this. How do we leave our viewers satisfied?
Okay. There's quite a lot of nuance there. I would say that it's firstly delivering on expectations that have been set. So the title and thumbnail sets expectations. It is then, if you can, exceeding those expectations. So you may want to create a title and a thumbnail which says 7 tips, and it ends up being 9 tips. Like that's kind of expectations exceeding kind of example. And finding ways to exceed expectations, that's really important. The last thing is, in terms of psychology, there's a thing called the peak end rule, which I can link, and it's quite useful because it basically means that like when you interact with a video or a brand or any kind of experience, the things you remember about it and the way you kind of like positively associate with it is based on the peak of the experience and the end of the experience. So in a movie, it's like you're going to remember the peak, like the most dopamine and the most like release of emotions that you had in the movie, and you're going to remember like how it ended as well. So with your video, it's kind of like, how do I make the peak really strong? How do I make the end really strong? And those things are going to lead to making a video which is going to associate positively when the video is finished. So the viewer finishes it, they think, okay, just like subconsciously, they're going to be thinking that video has these associations, like positive associations, based on the peak of the moment and the end of the video. Yeah. So if you can like refine those two pieces, you create like a branding association with your content, with your videos, and that is going to lead them to be more likely to click when they see it next time. which is again this whole idea of like satisfying them in a way that means they come back to YouTube for more. So I think that's the way to do it. It's like the video association after they watch.
Wow. My mind's blown. I feel like we've just had a masterclass here. That was awesome.